In most Pokemon games, you'll have a main quest involving grabbing a bunch of badges en route to fighting a Pokemon champion. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has this mission structure too. In fact, it has it 3 times. So, since it's January and there's really not a whole lot else to talk about, let's go through each of these quests, starting first with the takedown of the malevolent Team Star. I mean, look how evil they are with the shiny stars on their helmets and that hand gesture. Hoo boy, shake it in my boots. I'm Jamie Latour, and this is how to complete the Starfall Street questline in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The first time you encounter the villainous Team Star will be when you arrive in Misagosa on your way up to the Naranja or Uva Academy. As you ascend the stairs, you'll see some Team Star members attempting to bully a girl wearing an Eevee backpack named Penny into joining the gang. Oh hey, that's where they got the ideas for the hairstyles and Fire Emblem Engage. After you beat them up, the shy Eevee girl will thank you. You'll run through a series of cutscenes showing you around the academy, and then you'll get the major quest lines for the game. The Starfall quest line is the last one that you'll receive, which you'll get from a mysterious person named Cassiopeia, who wants you to bring down Team Star through her operation called Operation Starfall. That's the name of the quest line. She'll mark down all of the locations of the gangs on your map, and from here, we're off to start a gang war. Let's go through the best order to take down each of the Team Star bosses. The first of the bosses that you should face is Giacomo, who is located in the West Province in Area 1. When you arrive at the base, this guy named Clive will show up to join the operation. He's actually Director Clavell in a comically oversized pompadour wig, which is a funny gag for like 5 minutes, stretched out over an entire questline. Walk up to the gates and you'll need to defeat the guards before you can get inside. Once they're out of the way, to begin your raid of this base, you need to ring this bell. Now, to actually fight Giacomo, you'll need to engage in the Starfall questline's strange little test. Using the first 3 Pokemon in your party, you need to essentially throw them out of their Pokeballs and let them wander around the base to auto-battle multiple Pokemon. You'll need to take out 30 Pokemon in 10 minutes before you can battle the boss. Much like the Pokemon gyms, each of the Team Star bases will be focused around a specific type of Pokemon. For Giacomo's base, the type is Dark, so be prepared to take on several Dark-type Pokemon. After you've gone on a rampage and beaten 30 Pokemon into unconsciousness, the boss will reveal himself riding on a Starmobile, which looks like the Fortnite battle bus with a Revavroom strapped to the front of it. Also, I guess his thing is he's like a DJ or something. After some talking, the fight will begin, and FYI, I might have done just a little bit of grinding before I tackled these bases, so, let's just ignore that. Giacomo only has 2 Pokemon, a Pawniard and his souped-up Starmobile with the Revavroom, which you'll have to fight at the end. To make my life easier for each one of these encounters, I'm just going to put this chart up on the screen that will give you a rundown on their levels, their types, and their movesets. Both of his Pokemon will be around level 20 to 21, and since they're Dark types, they'll be weak to Bug, Fairy, and Fighting type attacks. Although Pawniard is also Steel, so Fire and Ground should probably be good against him as well. Take down Giacomo, and you'll get a sad flashback to the creation of Team Star. This will be followed by you receiving the Dark Crew badge and TM62 Foul Play. Then Clive and Giacomo will talk, and Giacomo will say that his fellow Team Star members are his greatest treasure, and get used to hearing that friggin' phrase a whole lot in this game. Upon leaving the base, Cassiopeia will contact you, slam some money into your account, and then Penny will show up as part of the operation and give you some materials that will help you make TMs. The next Team Star boss that you should tackle is Mela, who, spoiler alert, is the coolest one. She's located in Area 1 of the East Province, and her base is the Fire Base. From here, every Team Star base follows the same pattern. First, there's a cutscene with Clive and Cassiopeia, then you fight the guards, then you ring the bell, then you kill 30 Pokemon, and then you fight the boss. Mela will also only have 2 Pokemon, a Torkoal and her Revavroom-powered Starmobile. Yeah, they all have one of these. When I started this questline, I thought they were all gonna have like some kind of cool gimmick at the end, but no, they all just have battle buses. Here's another lovely chart with her Pokemon's details. They'll be around level 26, 27, and they're pure fire, so wipe them out with water, rock, and ground attacks. Once the fight is over, you'll get another flashback that shows that Mela is way too cool to be hanging out with these losers. After that, you'll get the Fire Crew badge, TM38 Flame Charge, and Cassiopeia will give you more money, then Penny will give you more materials. Team Star boss number 3 should be Atticus. Remember how I said Mela was the coolest one? Yeah, this guy's a wiener. His outfit makes him look like a reject from Splatoon, and he talks in ye olde English, which unless you're Frog from Chrono Trigger, has never worked for a video game character ever. He sucks. He's located within the Tag Tree Thicket in Area 3 of the East Province, and his Pokemon type is Poison, likely because it's poisonous for your soul to be around him. After the cutscene, before you can enter the base, you'll need to beat up this little kid. So do that. Then ring the bell, kill 30 Pokemon, and you'll fight the boss. Atticus will have 4 Pokemon: a Skuntank, a regular Revavroom, a Muck, and his Starmobile Revavroom. Each of these Pokemon will be around level 32, 33, and will be a poison type, making them weak against ground and psychic attacks. Although Skuntank is also a dark type, and the regular Revavroom is also a steel type, so any moves that would be super effective against those types should work on them as well. After you beat up Atticus, which is very satisfying, you'll get another cutscene where you get to see what he looks like without his stupid outfit. Also, you'll discover that Team Star aren't really the bad guys, but rather the victims of bullying. Why can't anyone just be a villain? Everyone is too nice in this game about animal fighting. You'll then get the Poison Crew badge, TM102, Gunk Shot, and more cash and materials from Cassiopeia and Penny. The 4th Team Star boss you should fight is this fancy little lad named Ortega. You'll find him in Area 3 of the North Province, and this base will be the Fairy-type base. Before you can enter this base, you'll have to beat up this Mr. Feeny-looking guy. After he's dealt with, ding ding, kill kill, and then fight the boss. Ortega will have 4 Fairy-type Pokemon: an Azumarill, a Wigglytuff, a Doxbun, and his Fairy-type Revavroom-powered Starmobile. These Pokemon will be around level 50 to 51 and weak to poison and steel attacks, although Azumarill will also have water-type weaknesses, and Wigglytuff will have normal-type weaknesses. After he's beaten, you'll get another cutscene of these goofs, the Fairy Crew badge, TM79, Dazzling Gleam, and Ortega will call you the most annoying person ever, which kinda makes me love him. And you'll also get more Muns and Mats from Cassiopeia and Penny. You'll also discover that Team Star banded together and drove out all of the bullies from the academy, which seems pretty hardcore for a group that includes Atticus. The records of this event were then deleted by the previous academy administration, and the big boss of Team Star was sent away for 18 months. Wow, that's a really narratively convenient turn of events. The final Team Star boss is Eerie, the leader of the Fighting-type crew base. She can be found in Area 2 of the North Province, and man, there's a lot going on with this outfit. You'll need to beat up her best friend outside the base before you can enter, then ring the bell, go inside, beat up all of the Pokemon in the base, and it'll be time to fight her. She'll have a team of 5 fighting-type Pokemon: a Toxicroak, an Annihilate, hey, I did a video on how to get one of those, a Passimian, Super Smash Bros. Star Lucario, and her fighting-type Revavroom-powered Starmobile. These Pokemon will all be around level 55 to 56, which is why it's a good idea to save this base for last. This team will be weak to flying, fairy, and psychic type attacks, although Toxicroak is also poison, Lucario is also steel, and Annihilate is also ghost, so attacks that affect those types should be super effective as well. So you destroy her Pokemon, get another flashback, get the Fighting Crew badge, TM 167 Close Combat, and you make her cry. Cassiopeia will also give you money, but this time, Director Clavell will show up to give you the materials instead of Penny. That's odd. Soon after, Cassiopeia will then reveal that the leader of Team Star is none other than Cassiopeia. I am shocked. Apparently, Team Star has some kind of contrived honor code where the only way to dismantle the team is by taking down the big boss, aka her. So she challenges you to come rumble at the Academy schoolyard after dark. Head back to the Academy and Director Clavell will be standing in your way with possibly my favorite line of dialogue in the whole game, which is just this middle-aged man saying sup. I don't know why, but that just tickles me for some reason. He reveals that he was Clive all along, and then reveals that 'twas he who was Cassiopeia, and you must fight him. Unlike the 5 bosses that you just fought, Clavell will have a pretty diverse team of Pokemon that will all be around level 60. This fight could actually be pretty tough, so be prepared for this one. His team can potentially consist of an Oranguru, which should be weak to fighting as it's a normal type, but it's also a psychic type, which is normally strong against fighting. And for some reason, ghost attacks don't seem to work on it, so go for like bug or dark attacks instead. Poltegeist is a ghost type, so it'll be weak to ghost or dark attacks. Abomasnow is a grass and an ice type, so your best bet is just to kill it with fire. But you could also do bug, you could do fighting, flying, rock, steel, poison. It's got a whole bunch of weaknesses there. Amoonguss, it's like the game with the funny little spaceman, they made a reference to it, is grass and poison, so fire should still be good against him, or you could do some flying, psychic, or ice attacks. Houndoom is fire and dark, so you could use water, ground, rock, bug, fairy, or flying. Yeah, he's another one that's just got a load of weaknesses. And finally, there could be a Gyarados, which is water and flying. So electric, ice, grass, and rock attacks should hurt it. Although be careful who you throw out because he's also got some rock, dark, and ground attacks in his arsenal as well. Now, you may have noticed that I have no footage of him throwing out a Gyarados. And that's because of these 6 Pokemon listed in this chart that I got thrown up on the screen, only 5 of them are going to show up in this battle. That's because the 6th Pokemon will be the starter Pokemon that wasn't chosen by you or Nemona, which means it'll be strong against your starter Pokemon. You sly son of a gun. So that means you'll be fighting either a Quaquaval, a Skeledirge, or a Meowscarada, who will be around level 61, and during this battle, he will Terrastallize it. Of course, this all begs the question of when the director of a prestigious Pokemon Academy had time to not only follow us around while we busted up a gang, but also fully level up and evolve all of these Pokemon. But this whole damn game would fall apart if we tugged on every single loose thread of this very stupid plot. Also, I love that this is supposed to be the big climactic battle between you and the director of the Academy, and people are just walking around right through the fight without a care in the world. After being beaten, Clavell will admit that he isn't Cassiopeia and was merely testing you to see if you could handle the fight with the real Cassiopeia, which, yeah, dude, obviously we could handle the fight. We walked into every single base, destroyed the entire crew, and then beat up the boss on top of what was essentially a tank. How much surer did you need to be? So warp to the schoolyard, and don't worry about the time of day. As soon as you warp there, it'll automatically change to after dark, and it will be revealed that Cassiopeia is Penny. Boy, is that underwhelming. It really couldn't have been anyone else, as they kept having her show up throughout the entire questline, and then she just mysteriously disappeared at the end. Plus, there was no other named NPC that it could have been. And oh yeah, her cell phone silhouette literally looks like her head. It even has the same dumb bowl cut. I also love that she shows up to this fight with like her hood over her head while wearing the same outfit she's been wearing the whole game. Like, were we supposed to go, who could this be? That said, look at that smug little smirk of hers. She's an adorable little terrorist. So yeah, you fight her, and her entire team is made up of Eevee evolutions that will be around level 62 to 63. God, that must have been a lot of work. She'll have an Umbreon, which is dark, so it'll be weak to bug, fairy, and fighting attacks. A Flareon, which is fire, so blast it with water, rock, or ground attacks. A Jolteon, which is electric, so smack it with ground attacks. A Vaporeon, which is a water type, so that means electric and grass attacks. A Leafeon, which is grass, so fire, bug, ice, poison, flying. That'll all do. Man, grass types suck. And a Sylveon, which is a fairy type that she'll terrestrialize, so use poison or steel attacks. And here's the chart that shows you all their little movesets and everything they got. Honestly, I actually thought this fight was a little easier than the prior Director Clavell fight, but depending on the makeup of your Pokemon team, your mileage may vary. Destroy her Eevee Teamy, and you'll get one last flashback cutscene of Team Star and oh God, I've just now realized what these guys are. They're literally just a bunch of theater kids. Like, look, this guy, he's the audiovisual guy. He's in charge of the switchboard. This one does the costumes. This one handles the makeup and probably the fight choreography. And these two, they're the actors, who either have too much or too little chemistry. Although he's really short, so this guy probably ends up getting the lead role most of the time. Even Penny has mad stage manager energy. No wonder these guys got bullied. Trust me, I know from experience. Anyway, all of the Team Star members arrive at the end, and they apparently have never met Penny before. They all formed a gang without ever meeting their leader. These guys are idiots! Clavell gives them all a pretty easy punishment considering that they've committed a series of gang crimes. And after talking to Director Clavell later on, Penny will reveal to you that all of the money that quote-unquote Cassiopeia gave you was stolen from the Pokemon League after she hacked into their systems. But not only is she not in jail, they've also offered her a job after she graduates because of her amazing Haxar skills. Apparently, felonies don't exist in the Pokemon world. Also, I hope no one's expecting me to give that money back because I'm not gonna. For finishing this quest line, you'll get TM-169 Draco Meteor. And after dealing with these losers for so long, I have a newfound respect for Team Rocket. For more gaming news and guides, check out thegamer.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.